So one scorching summer night, me and my cousin, we lived across the street from each other. We decided to sneak out of our houses. Neither one of us had AC, so it was super hot, and it was cool. It was like August, so the night air was nice and crisp, it felt good to get out and do something. We snuck from our houses across the street on our grandparents' farm. We know the woods like the back of our hands, so we didn't mind hiking through and playing in the woods. Even at night, it didn't matter. Midnight, we played around the woods so much, we weren't afraid. It just gave us something to do. Well, we would sneak up to a bridge about 2 miles away, and it was an old steel bridge, and it separated the Hartford and Baltimore County lines. Now, the bridge, it had kind of a reputation. People would swim there, people would party there, people would dive off the bridge. Sometimes, we'd sneak there at night and hide up on a hill, and, we'd see parties and people making out and stuff, and we'd just scare them, maybe throw rocks in the woods or make spooky sounds, and, you'd see people get freaked out and leave. It just gave us something to do, and we'd get a little laugh out of it. But this night was different. As we got close, as soon as we reached the bridge, we saw headlights coming from behind us, so we hurried up and ran up the hill and hid. Well, it turns out a bunch of bikers and their buddies pulled up, and there was 2 carloads of them, one van and 1 car. And they were making a bunch of noise, drinking and partying. They had music playing, and it was like a big party spot. We hid watching, just watching everything play out. Then a car rolls up, and the bikers, they blocked the road. The guy inside, he tried to back up. They weren't having it. They said there's a toll to get across the bridge, and the guy's like, screw you, I'm not paying a toll, and, just tried to get out of there. Well, he made it a little bit further forward, like to the dirt spot where everyone pulled off, and they just yank him out of the car and start beating on him. It was like something out of a horror movie. Now, we knew we had to do something about it, but what could we do? It's just 2 kids, man, and it's a whole gang of, people. So, in the commotion, and since it was, really pitch black out, we were able to get around them, because they were, like, pulled off to a dirt spot on the side where everyone pulled their cars. I made it past them, and back up the hill, and ran the 2 miles all the way home. As soon as we got home, we're like, man, we're going to get in trouble. But instead, we still thought, well, we got to do something to help this guy. So, out of breath and everything, we told our parents, oh, man, you got to call the cops. Someone's getting beat up down at the bridge. So, by the time law enforcement showed up, the bikers were gone. And I guess they told us that, that a man was left behind, and he was beaten all about his head and bloody from his own belt buckle. They took his belt buckle and just beat the crap out of him right on the bridge and just left him there. And ever since that night, whenever we cross the bridge, we can't help but think, what happened there, and get a little freaked out, especially at night, and say, oh, if you see someone there, you think something's going to happen to you. And, we still went to the bridge, like during the day, we'd cross it and hike the woods and stuff, but it was always in the back of our minds. And the people were never caught.